Good evening and welcome to Personal Finance. I'm Kukuletu Cele. Easter weekend sees many homes uninhabited, thousands of South Africans on the roads, and quite a few road accidents. King Price's Wynand van Vuuren joins us now for a look at the Easter season and your insurance. Now, we do know that there is a bit of a link there, Wynand. Welcome to the show, because that's usually one of the peak seasons in the year where so many things go wrong and criminals take opportunities, clearly.
Yeah, everyone knows that you're going on holiday and you know that houses will be unoccupied for a period. And then there's also a lot of vehicles on the road, so one should make sure that you are properly insured over this period. Let's
start from a household perspective. Are there key things to take care of, especially ensuring that your insurance hasn't lapsed at the time of going away for a substantial period?
That's a very good place to start off. Even before you go on holiday, make sure that everything is going to be 100% as you leave it at your house. And for example, your electric fence and your alarm system. It might be a requirement on your policy that the alarm system is always activated and also radio linked to an armed response unit.
What happens if there's load shedding and I'm not around?
Well, that's a very good question. The onus is actually on the insured to make sure that you have your battery backup serviced from time to time, and make sure that if there's a blackout, that the alarm system will still be activated and that that you have the alarm working during periods like that. And then from there onwards, you need to make sure that you're comprehensively insured always. It's important to focus and see that you got the amount on your house contents. The replacement value must be the value that you insure. And not only that, but also the items that the portable possessions that you're going to take out of the house with you on holiday. Is that insured? That will be your jewelry, your watch, and your luggage that you're taking with. That should also be insured under an all-risk part of your short-term insurance.
And tell us about that, because a lot of consumers obviously look at the cost element of things, because insurance is one of those grudge purchases that we take out, not because we always want to, but because we need to. But the incorporation of your jewelry, your household items, maybe like a laptop or your iPads and any other high-value items that you actually take out of your home, do they fall into the normal household insurance?
Yeah, generally that will be insured under your household content. But the moment it's taken out of the house, then it's not insured anymore. So then you have to know that your cell phone and your laptop and those kind of things has to be specified, so that you know that it's still covered when you take it out onto the beach or if you leave it in your car and so on. And even your jewelry, you're going to lock it into a safe. In the hotel room, sometimes you don't have that option. Are you covered in those circumstances, when something might happen?
Let's touch on the worst case scenario if something does go wrong, unfortunately. You get home and you realize that there are a few items missing, broken windows, forced entry. The starting point for a lot of individuals is obviously the panic, but how to ensure that they process their claim efficiently?
Yes, well, the best thing always is to make sure that you contact the police as soon as possible to inform them of the circumstances, and also the alarm response unit. Get them there as quickly as possible. I don't think if I arrive at my house that I just want to go and investigate myself if I see that something was wrong there. You might never know who's still there. And then contact your insurer also immediately to make sure that you register the claim, and also get them there as soon as possible to come and assist and sort things out.
From a vehicle perspective, we know that a lot of people are often on the road during the Easter holidays as well. And I'm sure that's where a lot of precaution needs to be taken into consideration before heading on a long distance journey.
Yes, well, again, before you leave it, you need to make sure that your vehicle is in a roadworthy condition. And it's important to check your tires, make sure that you're not going to be unnecessarily stranded on the side of the road. But then, for that roadside assistance, King Price and our policy, we included in all our insurance, where you get, if you have a flat battery or you run out of petrol or you've got a mechanical breakdown, we immediately send, you just phone the number and we send a roadside assistance who can assist you further and make sure that you're back on the road on holiday as quickly as possible. But that's not included in every insurance package. So I'll rather phone and make sure what is there, and if you don't have it, get it. And then also make sure that you have that emergency number with you. You know, many people know they've got that service, but when it's really needed, you know, they don't know where to phone. And then also, when you get in an accident, make sure that you know what to do. Who's the people that you're going to phone to assist with medical assistance? King Price immediately send the ambulance out, medical assistance if that's needed, and make sure that we've got a call center that manage the whole accident. So the only thing that you have to do on the scene of the accident is make sure that you are safe, and the rest of the people, you know, that's involved in the accident is safe. You know, make sure that there's no oncoming traffic or so, and that you're visible. Then when that is done, you know, we completely take the responsibility out of your hands. You phone the emergency assist number, and from there onwards we can make sure that the vehicle is moved to the right place and lands up in the right hands.
I want us to touch on that, especially some of these benefits, because there's a lot of terminology and terms and conditions that apply to it. Are some of these services only accessible when you're in a certain place, and if you reach out of a particular designated area, then you don't necessarily qualify for that? Are those small things that, from an overview, from an insurance provider's perspective, generally in the industry,
yes,
are there issues that the insured needs to look at with regard to terminology and the benefits thereof?
Well, on the roadside assistance, which is very important in circumstances like this, where you go on holiday, the King Price policy will cover you countrywide. So it doesn't matter where you up in Pofadder or you know, somewhere in a small place in the Eastern Cape, as long as you've got reception and you can phone that assistance number, emergency assistance will be sent out. But you have to make sure, you know, not all the insurers will be able. It might be that you can only get it in the metropolitan areas. So I think you must make sure, you know, and if you don't have it in certain areas on your specific policy, you know, that you have an alternative plan. But generally, you know, the insurers are willing to help in all the areas.
What about policies and documentation? I understand that's also an important one.
Yeah, we often see it that when it comes to claim stage, that the insured actually never read his policy wording, which is such a big mistake. You know, one should make sure that you read that, know what you're covered for and what you're not covered for. And if you find there that you're not comprehensively covered, you know, make alternative plans and get to an insurer that's really giving you what you want. In circumstances where you know, there's a lot of drunken driving as well over this time on the roads. If an accident happened in circumstances like that, and the driver of the vehicle was under the influence of alcohol, you know, you're going to be in trouble. So at the King Price product, we have a King's Cab that you can phone, and then they will come and pick you up at the restaurant and make sure that you and your family are safely back, you know, where you should. We're on holiday, and there's no need for you to drive under the influence of alcohol. So one should read through your documentation and see what you're covered for and make use of it. You know, you pay your monthly premium for it.
Exactly. Make use of the money that you're spending quite efficiently.
Yes.
You brought up quite an important issue, which is obviously disclosure of information.
Yes.
When you set your way or about to begin your journey, is there ever a need for you to call up your insurance provider and tell them that, look, I'll be going to such and such an area, or I'll be leaving my home for a certain number of days? Is that important, so that just in case anything does happen, then your insurance provider is on the alert?
Well, under normal circumstances, that will not be necessary, because we know that everyone is going on holiday from time to time. When I go cross-border, I think it will be the best thing to inform your insurer to make sure, are you still covered in that specific area? Do you still have the benefits of the roadside assistance? I mean, it's much more difficult if you're in another country, you know, to find assistance in circumstances where you don't have, you know, it already. And you know, how do you contact the insurer then? So, but normally, you know, in our normal circumstances, I don't think there's any need to specifically contact the insurer, but always rather safe than sorry. If there's something that's not clear after you've read your documentation, rather phone them and make sure that you speak, you know, to a consultant that can advise you on all of that.
Well, it's time now for us to recap on the key takeaways from this particular discussion. Wynand, we have said quite a mouthful, but if we have to narrow it down into 5 important points for the viewer watching at home, what would they be?
Well, I would say that it's first important to make sure that you're covered, that your premium has been paid, and then that you're comprehensively insured. Then before you leave your house, that everything there is intact and in place, and that the alarm is working, and that your vehicle is also in a roadworthy condition. And then thereafter, make sure that your portable possessions are also comprehensively insured, that you're going to take with you on holiday, and then that you have all your emergency numbers.
Something I want to pick your brain on as well, as we just sidestep for a bit, is the cost and the fees involved. You mentioned that your portable items actually, which is something that if they leave the household would actually be at a higher risk.
Yes.
Is it ever an option from an industry perspective, generally speaking, again, not necessarily particular to King Price, for you to get additional cover only for the periods like during the holiday seasons when those items would have left your home?
Well, under normal circumstances, not. I've seen insurers that will force you to take that cover for a certain period. But with King Price, if you phone us, you can have it insured before you leave on holiday. But again, not only just for a month. That it will be a mistake if you do that. You might come back and you wear your watch again thereafter, and Murphy's Law, you might lose it on a day where you're just going out to work, and then it's not insured. So, but if you leave before you leave on holiday, it's always good to go through all the items that you're going to take with you and make sure that it's properly insured. They will be more than welcome to help you with that.
Fantastic. Wynand, thank you so much for your time today, giving us some interesting points to look out for as we prepare for the Easter holidays. Ensure that you're covered, make sure that you're covered adequately, and also ensure that your portable items are also taken care of and that your vehicle is in a roadworthy condition. Well, that's where we leave it for Personal Finance tonight. A big thank you once more to Wynand van Vuuren from King Price. Do remember that we want to hear from you, and you can send us any of your tweets and comments and insights to our Twitter handle at CNBC Africa using the hashtag Finance410, or to myself at Gukumfupi on Twitter. Until next time, it's goodbye for now.